Welcome back, everybody. Hi, how are you? I'm gonna pull a chair up. Okay, so I had just recorded this video and then the audio just went out, so I'm gonna reshoot this again. So every year at the beginning of the year, I always wanna do a declutter. And this year when I was going through my closet, I have a ton of shoes because I love shoes so much. As I was going through the shoes, I realized I repurchase a lot of the same styles over and over again every year or whenever they wear out. So I figured I'll do a little capsule video of my favorite shoes that I often repurchase in styles that kind of remain in rotation in my collection. Okay, so starting off with my everyday shoes. So I always have some sort of Mary Jane, and the one that I have in my current rotation is from Everlane. It's the Everyday Buckle Mary Jane. I love the side detailing. I think it's super cute. It can be dressed up, but not too dressed up, and it could also be dressed down with jeans or wide pants. They're comfy, great for every day, running errands, running around town. The one that I had right before this was from Rothy's, and it's a washable shoe. But the thing is, when I tried to wash the Rothy Mary Janes, it shrunk like a full size. So I ended up giving them to Maddie. So even though Rothy's makes shoes that are washable, they will shrink. Maddie's also had that experience too, so just be mindful of that. I also have the DeKalb from Everlane, which is just a basic, plain, minimalist flat. I feel like this goes with so many different outfits. The color is fantastic. One shoe that I've had in my rotation for decades now are the GH Bass Weejuns loafers. I often get the Tassel loafers, and I tend to find these off eBay, unused. I just like the way they look. I think they're very preppy yet classic. I love wearing these with jeans. I feel like they're kind of punk in a way. I get a new pair of these every year because they do fall apart very easily. They're not made that well. So the way that I wear them almost like they're tennis shoes. I just plow right through them. So I'll take them to the shoe repair a couple times, and then by the end of the year, because I wear it so often, I have to throw them out. So this year I went for a brown pair, and the leather is a little bit different. It feels a bit more comfortable. I really like this. I feel like it's made a little bit better in a sense. I did see a Loafer's review video by Lizzie Hadfield, and it really opened up different options for me. So then she did recommend a pair from a brand called Sebago. So I did a lot of research on them. They're made very well. So I did order a pair, and I do agree, they are made incredibly well. However, she has very narrow feet. I wore them once, but they're just a little bit too narrow for me. So I put them on Depop. I have been obsessed with derbies lately. I saw that Sézane has a pair. They're called the Marcus. And I love these because they're wildly comfortable. They have a little bit of a platform, so I think it's about like 2 inches. They're super comfortable. I love the style because it's between a loafer and a heavier Doc Marten Solovare type shoe. The Sézane Marcus derbies are probably the most comfortable shoe in my collection right now. Once I wear these out, once they're completely destroyed, I think I'm gonna go for a Paraboot Michael. They are a bit pricier, but if I know that I'm going to wear this style all the time, then it might be worth the investment. I really like Doc Martens, and I usually have a pair of Doc Martens in my rotation. I usually go for the 1461. However, I heard about Solovare, and Solovare makes a Mary Jane. It's such a beautiful leather. It's so well made. It does take a bit of time to break in. And after wearing them for a couple of years now, I finally realized that I ordered the wrong size. I ordered a 38 instead of a 38.5 or 39. So they do run a little bit tight for me. So I might put them on Depop and try to find them in a bigger size. And the story behind the brand Solovare is that they were the original manufacturer of Doc Marten back in the day. Another style that I've been wearing recently are saddle shoes. I adore saddle shoes. I've been wearing a pair from Eastland for a few years now. I think they're so comfortable. The insert is like a memory foam material. Because they're so comfortable, I do wear them in a way that is kind of like wearing a tennis shoe, so I do thrash them. And so I think when it comes time to replacing this pair, I'm gonna go for a brand called Labucq. They make a beautiful saddle shoe. I think I might go that route when this pair eventually dies out. A shoe that I reach for pretty often, like basically every day, is the Gardana Clogs. These came into my life about 5 years ago when I saw them on the Bode runway. I was just so amazed by them. I did a lot of research, found out that they were sold at Mohawk General Store, so I bought a pair. They're pretty affordable. They're about like 50 bucks. There's some wear and tear, but not really that much. And for the amount of times that I've worn it, I'm amazed. This is what I wear when I go to the studio, when I go to work, when I go on walks around the neighborhood, whenever I let my cats out in the morning, I'll slip these on and run outside with them. They're so much more comfortable when you buy an insert and put them inside. So I do have a cork insert in mine. My only issue with these shoes is that they're so played out, especially like a few years ago. They were just everywhere. You couldn't go to the studio and not run into another person wearing the exact same shoes you're wearing. So if I had to repurchase, which I don't think I'm gonna have to repurchase anytime soon, but if I had to, then I would go for Calzuro. I like that they have a little bit higher of a heel, so it's better for posture. They're made for nurses, but I think it would work well in the studio that I go to, considering that I need to like wash off my shoes often, you know? Another pair of clogs that are constantly in my rotation are Swedish Hasbeens. I've had these Swedish Hasbeens for maybe about 6 years now. They look good with socks, without socks. I think they're a good Los Angeles shoe, and they're not too fussy. For my walking shoes, or the shoes that I wear most often whenever I'm going on neighborhood walks, I'd have to go for the Feiyues. So I've had these in my rotation since high school and college. They're originally karate shoes, but they're super comfortable. The insole has like a little bit of a bounce to it. A few months ago, I needed to find good walking shoes for New York. And so I went on Wirecutter, and those were the shoes that were recommended. So I got them. I totally forgot about them, and I've had them in my rotation for a really long time. But I got a new pair. My only issue with Feiyue is that their shoes fall apart so quickly. So I think after this pair, I'm gonna go for an original Vans slip-on. Shoes for events. So I do have a pair of house shoes from Bode. I love these. I think they look good with dresses, suits, pants. They look really good dressed up, obviously, but I also really like dressing them down, wearing them with overalls, wearing them with jeans. I like a bit of contrast in that way. I guess it's kind of like the wrong shoe theory. So wearing a dressy shoe for a casual outfit. And then I also have the Sézane Paula babies for a little bit of a heel. The block heel is so comfy, and I love the patent leather. You can really just wipe it down and they look brand new. These are the shoes I've been reaching for the most for events because they're comfortable, but they're also dressy. And then I have my Rachel Comey DeKalb clogs, which I've had for years now. I think I've had these for like 10 years, and I love these, but they are so uncomfortable. They're like walking on stilts in a way. So the first couple hours it's totally fine, but after a while I'm like stiff. These might have to go. I might have to rotate them out for a pair that's a bit more comfortable. Moving on to boots. So I have the Sézane Axelle boots. I like to wear these to events whenever I'm DJing. They offer a bit of height, and yet the heel is super comfortable because it's a bigger block heel. I love these. They're absolute perfection. They look so mod, and I like wearing them with suits especially. I like wearing cowboy boots, but I don't wear them in a way where the cowboy boot itself is showing. I kind of hide them with my pants, so it looks almost like an ankle boot that I'm wearing. But the pair that I have right now are from Ariat. They have a scallop detail on the edge, and I think that's really cute, though I never show that off. I usually wear these with like really long jeans, wide leg, whatever, just completely covering the fact that they're a boot, really. I also like to always have a pair of knee-high boots that are in a more mod shape that I can also wear under pants. And the ones that I have in my collection right now are from Loeffler Randall. They're the Ryan knee-high boots. The heel is a great height for me. They're not too tall. I have to mention these Fry ankle boots that I have. I'll pull these out every once in a while. There was a time when I wore these nonstop for an entire year. I think it was like 2018 or something like that. I just plow through them, and I love them so much. And so I went and tried to find a duplicate pair because they're not made anymore. I went on eBay and found one that has a harness on it, so it's super cute. But it was a size bigger than my foot, so then I decided to get it anyway so that I can put an insert in there and then wear it with an insert inside. Turns out it's still too big, so I have to sell that at some point. But I love these Fry boots because they look like a Western shoe, but not like a cowboy shoe. Still pretty streamlined. They look great with dresses, but they still look great with jeans on. They remind me of something Georgia O'Keeffe would wear. It's a great desert shoe. And then last year I was feeling kind of nostalgic, so I was looking through like different brands that I used to love, that I still kind of love. And Rachel Comey made a pair of boots that came out when I was in my early 20s that I just couldn't afford. And so I looked up that boot. It's called the Mars boot. And I looked it up on eBay and I found a pair for, I think around like 40 bucks. So I bought it. They are so well made. They're a little bit uncomfortable in my foot because the pitch of the arch is a little bit off on me, but I still love them and I wear them whenever I DJ. The leather is fantastic. I got them brand spanking new for like 50 bucks. I'm so stoked on them. But yeah, in my early 20s, they would have been like 500 bucks, like something I could not justify at the time. And the last boot that I have here is something that I just have to mention because I've purchased this twice. They're Red Wings. So I bought this in my early 20s when I was going on a lot of motorcycle rides. When I got them first time, I was working for a brand called Stronghold, and they also carried a bunch of different other brands like Red Wing and Alden. So I got some really cool shoes through that company. However, I always felt like they didn't quite fit me. Like it didn't fit my style or something like that. So I always looked on Pinterest or Popeye magazine to find different ways to style this boot. And I still, to this day, every time I try these on, I feel like a poser. But after a while, I was like, you know what, I need to come to terms with the fact that they're just not my style. Like I can't figure out how to style these. And so I sold them, and then a couple years go by, and then I'm working with Madewell and they had another pair. And I was just like, damn, you know what, I'm gonna try it again. And I fell right back into the trap again. And I have to say, I still don't know how to style these. I think they're so cute. They're incredibly comfortable and I can wear them to the studio and everything, but I don't know. There's something about them that I feel like is just not quite right on me. Maybe if I got like a darker navy pair. Jason has a dark cherry color pair that looks really good on him, but it actually works with his style because he does stuff. Like he works on stuff like woodworking and like building stuff. But on me, I just feel like a poser, so I don't know. How would you style these if you had them? Or would you trade them out for a darker color? Anyway, these are the shoes that I currently have in my rotation that I constantly have in my closet. So I just wanted to share this with you. What are your favorite shoes that you always have in your collection? And what are your favorites from my collection? Let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you next week. Bye.